Roots and wild fruits. Okay, so in our exhibition we have two types of rock art, which is rock painting, which is done inside caves and shelters, and rock engraving, which is done on top of a stone using another stone. I get? Yes. So when they would go hunting, the men, the sand hunters, they would take what from the animal? What would they take?
Blood.
You raise up your hand and you answer. And there's no wrong answer, you can try. They take animal skin for their clothing. What else?
Animal bones for their weapons.
They take animal bones for their weapons. What else? What else? What? Yes, plants to make their medicine, herbs, again. And then what else? From the animal. It's animal skin for their clothing, animal bones for their weapons. What else?
Animal meat.
Animal meat for their food. What else? They use it to paint.
They use it in Baba.
Animal blood for that type of painting, which they do inside caves, right? So why do you think they were doing that painting inside and not outside the caves? Why was that? Yes, if it rains, it will be washed off, and if there's a sun, it would evaporate, right? So that's why they make sure they do them inside caves and shelters. All right. So why do you think they were painting? Like, why were they painting inside caves? What was the purpose?
Because they told stories throughout those paintings.
Yes, they told stories through their painting, right? So they were doing all those stories. When shaman was going to trance, maybe he's from hunting, and they do storytelling through their painting so that younger generations could know about all of that. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. And then if you look at the panel over there, we have the San people and their way of life. So the first one, it shows how they go hunting. Again, we talked about hunting. Yes. So that's an example. And then the second one is the type of clothing, which is animal skin, right? Animal skin. Yes. And then yela yangwana, that's where they would gather white roots and white fruits. So since what we know white roots and white fruits, they gather the mothers. So mothers would go with their children. So that's why this, because the parent, the mother, to gather white roots and white fruits. Again? And then down there, it's a cave where it shows their way of life, how they used to live in caves, and their family structure. Again? So the same people, they didn't have a chief, a leader, or a president. The oldest person in the clan, if Mutahano 110, for example, would be the one leading besides shaman. Again? Who lead Abatu besides shaman. Like it's a shaman, Kiman?
No.
Who's shaman? Who's shaman? Yes, the spiritual leader. I get
Yes.
clap hands for him. Okay, and then we're going to look at that panel. That panel over there, it talks about the story of Gabo. I get Gabo was a sand person. As they were nomads, they used to move around. They ended up in the Cape Colonia. So when they ended up in the Cape Colonia, there were pioneers. I get Laiti pioneers.
No.
No.
Do you know what pioneers is?
No.
You want to try? No. Pioneers are the European people, white people. Okay. So, hello. Kopela, if you're not talking to me, please keep quiet. Or Oyamabodi. Okay. All right. So the pioneers were the Europeans, the white people. I get. So Gabo, when he went to the Cape Colonia, he found the Europeans living there, and the Europeans had the domesticated animals. So the same person, Gabo, their way of living was hunting. So when they got there, they hunted the Cape Colonia's animals, the domesticated animals, and the pioneers saw that their animals were dying and missing. That's when they set a trap for Gabo. So he got caught, and in him getting caught, he was taken to prison, and at that prison there was Mr. Orpen, right? And then Mr. Blick and Mrs. Lucy, which are the two linguistics, they asked Mr. Orpen to hand over Gabo to them so that they could learn his language. And in them learning his language, they were able to come up with a dictionary of about 12,000 pages. And that's where our motto comes from, which reads as Ike, Ikara, Ike, meaning diverse people unite. Okay? And then here we have our tools. We have the bow. What is this one?
The boo.
This?
The boo.
It's a what?
The boo.
Yes, it's a quiver which they use to carry their arrows. Okay? And then this one,
The cloth.
what's this?
The bag.
It's a hunting bag, right? And then this one is a spear. And then this are their hunting bags also, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what they did during when they go hunting, they'll take an arrow. Yeah? When they'll take an arrow, they'll put poison from the herbs or from something we call a dung beetle. Do you know a dung beetle?
Yes.
Do you know a dung beetle?
Yes.
Okay, so they'll take that poison from a dung beetle or from herbs, and then they'll put it at the almost at the tip of the arrow, right? And then when they'll shoot, just because other animals are fast, you all know that, right? With springbok, or you can't catch it running, right? So they would shoot with the poisoned arrow, and then that poison wasn't meant to kill the animal, it was meant to slow it down. So when it slows down, that's when they would take an assegai, a spear, and they would finish it off. And then they would take the meat, animal skin, bones, and they would take the part that is poisoned and throw it away. I get? And then here we have grinding stone, which they use to make fire. And this one, it's what do they call it? I'm sorry, forgot me. No. Oh, a container for mixing the poison, right? So when they mix their herbs, their poison, this is what they use to do that. Okay, and then this one are the arrows, bone arrow, and this are the metal arrow, and here we have a male stick and a female stick, okay, which they used it to make fire. All right, and then let's go this side. So here we have what we call an eland animal. So this was the supernatural animal, which it occurs on 4 occasions. So when a boy had his first kill, or a girl is experiencing her first period, or they were getting married, or shaman was going into trance, this animal would appear. So they believed it was their spiritual animal. Do you understand what that means? Yes. It's like ne ile animal ya bona ya badimo. Like if you appear yona, you're blessed or little luck, you know. Yes. So that's what was the animal. Again? And then this side we have trance for healing and rain-making purposes. Okay. So trance for healing, what they would do, shaman before he got into trance, if there was a sick person, again, and then bazamile all the herbs who try and heal the person, and the herbs didn't work. What they did, they would make a fire, put the sick person or the sick people on the floor in the middle. They would make a fire and they would dance, they would sing, clap, and shaman would dance. In him dancing, he would then go into trance, and when he's in trance, he would come out blood out of all his openings, his ears, nose, and eyes. Okay? And they would take that blood, mix it with his sweat, and smear it on the sick person. So in doing so, the sick person would be healed. Okay? So do you know what a trance is? What's a trance?
When you go into trance, you somehow see things that are going to happen in the future.
Yes. Ke motho a tshwara ke badimo wa go bona what happens in the future. I get? Yes. And then for rain-making purposes, they'll do the same thing. Make a circle, sing, dance. Shaman, they'll sing, clap, and shaman would dance, and he would go into trance. But this time he would faint, and spirit is in the spiritual realm, where he would be fighting what we call a rainbow. Again? And then if he wins, there would be rain, but if he doesn't, they would have to perform the same ceremony next time or after a month or so, or if not, they would have to move, since we know that some people were nomads. They didn't live in the same place for the longest time. I get? Yes. Let's go this side. So here we have shaman's tools. The first one, we have an apron, and we have the sandals, which were made from an eland skin. Again? Yes. And then we have a whisk, we have a hand guitar, we have a hand piano, which is called mbiri, and we have leg shakers. Again? Leg shakers again. Yes. Okay. And then here we have the bones tsa shaman. Again? Yes. Then I berekisa ho ira makhosi again. Yes. For communicate le badimo. And then this one it's a container ya shaman e natsela sniff sa hae again. Yes. So it's his sniff container, and this side they believed that shaman was half human and half animal. Okay, let's see.
Like unetrahan now. Hey. Yeah.
So welcome to our second exhibition. This exhibition is called Object with Stories. Okay? So all the objects that are in here have a story to tell. And in our museum we have about 5 million objects, even though not all of them are here, some are in those storerooms. Okay? So first one, we have all the photography that you see there have a story to tell, and were taken using the cameras in this glass case, again, from different eras. So you can look around the pictures, look around the glass case for the cameras, and then when you're done, you'll come here. No touching. Yes.
Oh, it's the horse, no. Here are the niggas, you know. You see the niggas? That the niggas, though. Here are the other niggas, you see. I caught my horse. Mount the house. Drawing room. Farmhouse of the Mahuas. Teach people. Whose uncle is this? They're putting the child, yeah, block of the cow. See what's going on. Hey, they're living house this one.
Here we have what we call barter or barter trading. So barter trading is what? Anyone? Barter trading. Exchange of goods without using money. So what they did, they would barter amongst themselves, without using currency. And since for example, and then I know Ife. Yes. And then since that's when they introduced SA, for economy where the same if I need to yes. And then later on, that's when currency was introduced, and then we have 10 billion before value 100. So this was our currency back in the day. And then we can look at that side. We have European artifacts influenced by European artifacts. European artifacts influenced by African artifacts. So the artifacts say again, the Europeans, mara inspiration ya bona ne ba itsia from the Africans or African artifacts. So ka hele bona mo we have a ceramic clay pot. Like it's a clay pot.
Yes.
It's made of clay.
Yes.
And then yabona it's made out of
Ivory.
Ceramic.
Yes.
And then here we have pillows. Since mesamelo, that's when bona nan resamela matlapa or letso back in the day ba re ne ho sameliwa matlapa not ba botlhe though ke nagana ba bangwe ne ba ala lehoho wa re letsogo wa bo gwa iwa mara yeah ba re some ne ba samela matlapa ke and then that's when a pillow was introduced and then tse dingwe la di bona ceramic and then here we have a chair made out of African horns again. Yes. And then tea set yabona shiona made of ceramic again. And then this side we have African artifact influenced by European artifacts. Again. So when the Europeans started creating the vintage, that's when Renata created the music and metal. Okay, so here we have a wooden chair, again, and then here we have a developed tea set, again. And then kamo kidikapi komiki and then mohari and then it's a hotel sukiri le mele.
Come on.
And then so 27,500 years ago, when the same people used to travel, never so ostrich egg, never as a jig for their water, and then light egg. Mara. That's pretty good. Yeah, the people of 60 hello what is and then yeah, it's 1,000 years ago when the Europeans started traveling again. So they were for time and the bags again. And then as time went on, until bags are whole. So they started with small bags until no bags are whole. So you can look around,
On top of the hot money. You see this mermaid? Ui, matlhabana ba ka. It's an hourglass dog. See, it's an hourglass. You turn it like this to wait for 1 hour, dog. For an hour. This is this thing. What is it called?
I forgot.
A compass. Yeah.
See.
Camera. Masterpiece. Dog.
So Hilana Seku was a girls' festival which was celebrated on the 3rd of March, and Ganguna Seku was the boys' festival which was celebrated on the 3rd of May. I guess. So during that ceremony, this is how they would sit from Emperor, Empress, maids of honor, and the 5 musicals, and the Emperor guards, and everyone else. I guess. Yes, and then we go this side. We have the journey through time. So, early Iron Age, early Stone Age, 1.5 million years ago, they had no spoken language. What they did, they were communicating. And then here we have the middle Stone Age, and then we have the late Stone Age, which were the Sand people, and then we have the Mapuche, and then we have the Duchess,
Wow.
and then we have the trading and slave ship, during the time when people were taken from their homes, who were the slave, that ship, and then until 1994, when we started voting. So different musical cultures, and here we have different types of projectors, typewriters, and printers. So before
The main boat.
this is how people used to type.
She used to carry our forefather.
To type, and this side with projector arena. Before the cinema, this is where it comes from. Maria the musical, Bamoki computer, Bamoki sound and music, okay? Okay, let's go.
Ausfundise yibo kusulana.
Okay. Welcome to our first exhibition. Exhibition A is called Marabastad again. So Marabastad started, it was found in 1888 when Chief Maraba was given a crown near the Epes River, because when he would go to visit his family Omahayeng, he would take time to come back. That's when President Paul Kruger decided to give him a crown. Hello? Hello? And Kupali Chief Takamu. Hello. Chief Tamu. So he was given a scroll because when he would go to visit his family, he would take time to come back. So that's when President Paul Kruger gave him a scroll. Yeah? So he came and lived with his family. And since we know Pretoria, it's a capital city, migrant workers came looking for jobs in Pretoria. So it wasn't easy to travel in and out of Pretoria. So that's when they started to settle in Marabastad. Yeah? So it became overpopulated, it had no proper infrastructure, and they used what we call the pit toilet system. Do you know what a pit toilet system is?
Yes.
Pit toilet system? Anyone? Pit toilet system? Toilet that's yes. So, and then, because it became overpopulated, in 1905, that's when they decided to change it from Marabastad to Marabastad, stad meaning city, again, because now, but they were living, it was a whole community, again. And then, in 1912, 1913, they demolished this Marabastad and erected a new Marabastad. Again. So 3 racial groups were found. Show me. Hello.
Relax, Monday.
Yeah. In 1912, 1913, a new Marabastad was erected. Again. So 3 racial groups were found: Indians, Coloreds, and Blacks. Again. Even though they were all classified as Blacks, they didn't live in the same places in Marabastad. So there was Black Marabastad, there was Kuli location, and there was Indian location. Again. So the good thing about this Marabastad is they lived in peace and harmony, but the bad thing about this Marabastad is by 10 to 10, no one was allowed to be found on the streets. If you were found, you would be beaten, punished, or enslaved. Again. So, and the bad thing about this Marabastad is they used what we call the budget system. Again. So the budget system, what they did, never release a budget, and it would be collected once a week. Again. And also the bad thing about this Marabastad is that near the water purification site. And as you can see, it's near where people lived. Again. So the smell became unbearable for people living in this Marabastad. Again. And then in 1948, 1954, 1955, laws were implemented and people were forcefully removed from their homes. Again. So apartheid laws were implemented and people were forcefully removed from their homes in Marabastad. So blacks, since there were many, they were taken to the west side of Pretoria in Atteridgeville and the east side of Pretoria in Mamelodi. And Indians were taken to the west side of Pretoria in Lodium, and coloreds were taken to the east side of Pretoria in Eastores, right? And then there we have people who were born in Marabastad. So we have the likes of Professor Isaac Mkhatele, who was born in Marabastad, wrote a book called The Second Avenue, because he lived number 2 at Avenue. And we have Mrs. Holty, Mrs. Lins, and Mrs. Sita, who were teachers in Marabastad. And we have Mr. Naidu, who wrote a book called The Kuli Location. We have Mr. Solomon, who was an electrician in Marabastad. So here we have a replica of how houses used to look like in Marabastad. So in this small house, a family of 7 would live here. Mother, father, baby were sleeping on the bed. Girls under the table and boys behind the door. Why do you think boys?
House of Mukuku.
Yes. And then here we have Wednesday. This shop is so and then more of a residential place, and then even formal traders, informal, and then project is all trying to look at social housing, look at village,
Why are you upstairs? Do not touch. It's something like it's written something. Yeah. Like it's
and stone for the white contributions. Okay? Or never powder. You want to divide this out to make that red coast. Okay? And then here we have iron age, middle iron age, and late iron age. Okay? So early middle, that's when never she discovered fire. Have I always said it's because I want to creating them. Never you want to okay? So when they use them for cooking or saving, where they will break easily. Okay? And then in the iron age, that's when they discovered about 700 to 900 degrees Celsius. Okay. And then this side, we have
life of a history. and then you wait to our party, and then so they believe the body of the child decomposes, the spirit of the child go back to the mother and should be able to bear more children or another child. And then
Okay, welcome to SA Identity again. Yes. So in here it's everything that identifies us as South African. On my right hand side, we have our South African flag again. In the color again.
7 7 7 7
Okay. So
Seven.
that stands for
huh
blood that was shed. Blue,
the sky
green,
the land
the land, black,
the people
gold.
the universe
Yes, the gold and the minerals of our country. Again. White,
the white people
peace. Again. And then another our national identity, another our national anthem, which has how many languages?
24
Okay. And then our first language is called Nguni. Zulu and Xhosa. As a Zulu failure. And then here Lesotho, here
Afrikaans, English.
Thank you very much. And then our national coat of arms, which was launched 27 April 2000. Again. And then what is this?
The rising
It's
sun.
a coat of what is this?
the rising sun
The
What
rising
is
sun.
this?
The rising sun.
It's our rising sun. What is this?
the wings
It's our secretary bed. What is this?
triangle
This?
it's a triangle
King Protea.
Yes.
What is this?
it's a spear stock our weapons
Here and Nokir, and they are laying down. Again.
Yes.
There's no war, there's peace, and then what is
Shield.
shield
this? The shield and the sand people. Again.
Yes.
What is this?
The wheat.
Wheat, and this one?
ivory
Elephant tusk.
The motto.
The motto that reads as
different people join together
diverse people unite.
Diverse.
And then our national symbols. What's our national fish?
Galician.
Our national flower.
King Pretoria.
Our national flower. Our national animal.
Springbok.
Our national animal.
Springbok.
Our national tree.
Yellowwood.
Our national bed.
Blue gray.
And then here we have our orders, which are medals that are given to citizens after excelling on something. If they've achieved or excelled in something. And then we have the order of Ikamanga, which is given to someone who excelled in sports arts and culture. We have the order of Mendi, which is given to someone who is brave enough to save someone's life. We have the order of Lutuli, which is given to South African citizens who brings friendship in South Africa. And we have the order of Companions of O.R. Tambo, which is given to a citizen who brings peace from international. And then we have the order of Baobab, which is given to a South African citizen who's excelled in medicine, business, and agriculture. And we have the order of Mapungube, which is given to someone who's excelled beyond. Who was the first person who grabbed the medal of Mapungube? Nelson Mandela. Stand up, position ourselves. Okay, 1, 2.
Nkosi singeleli Afrika malopangalisu kololayo muzaimutandayo yetu Nkosi singelela zina ukololayo Morena boloka setšhaba sa Yesu. O tsheditše dintlo le matswelelo, o se boloke setšhaba sa Yesu, setšhaba sa South Africa. Oh, that love and awesome on the plains van ons hier. Oh, the ones and heaven to praise, waar die koren staan on God vregen. Something souls who come together, and a unity we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land.
Okay, one fella last one, tell of books, Valena Strap, Lago. Oh, yeah. Okay, so welcome to our last exhibition. Yeah, we see again. Yes. And then this one, it's called Shruda. So Shruda, it's all about, hey, Bafana smoke. So Shruda, it's all about the initiation of young girls and the usage of clay pots, again?
Yes.
So it started 1,600 years ago when the Bantu-speaking people moved from the central side of Africa to the southern side of Africa as they were experiencing dry season, again? Like it's a dry season.
Yes.
Dry season game.
It's a period when there's no rain.
Okay, it's a period where there is no rain, again?
Yes.
Yes. So when they moved to the southern side, they first settled in Shruda. They moved from Shruda to K2, from K2 to Mapungube. From Mapungube, they jumped the Limpopo River and settled in Zimbabwe, where they formed the Great Kingdom of Zimbabwe. Again? And then from Zimbabwe, they jumped the Limpopo River again and settled in Venda as a Venda nation. Again? So this is an example of how Shruda used to look like. So in this telling, they had 3 types of technologies. They had melting of iron, cattle farming, and usage of clay pots. Okay? So kidi technology then about doing ka ucho mimo linyoto la kon lapil le lapil le bakishi le go pa le ntswela ke la kana la ntswela ka khoro la la thotla ke re he why la ibona ta yeah because I don't know la bolela I just have So kamo, runali 2 types of clay pots, runali decorated clay pot and undecorated clay pot. So decorated clay pots were used for serving and storing purposes, and undecorated clay pots were used to cook on an open fire. Okay?
Yes.
So as you can see the patterns on the clay pots, the patterns there, like girls were given tasks to create what they saw, and then they were given tasks. Sorry, they were given tasks to create patterns that represent the culture ka bona, okay? And then the fun ka bona. If waha Sibia, there was a certain pattern okay? And then that same pattern would be tattooed on your waist. Okay? At the initiation. Okay? Late initiation. Sakura Kibala initiation. Initiation. Gome. Thank you. And then let's look at our first last case over here. So this last case is called this argument figurine. So this one is a fertility doll. Okay. So a fertility doll were given to young girls after they've completed the initiation. So no fewer this, and the fertility doll was a presentation of you've been to the initiation, you've completed the initiation, and you are ready to bear children and to get married. So after the fertility doll, when doing chores, so when you are fetching water, washing dishes, we cleaner, you'd be and then the men in the community, you've been to the initiation and you are ready for marriage again. And then if it happens Baonyala, you get married, you were allowed to have fertility doll how, and then and then as you can see, it's divided into 2. This is a representation of a woman's body. So never believe this part going up, it belonged to the woman, and this part going down, it belonged to the man. I get?
Yes.
Lady man.
Yeah.
Lady man.
No. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so here we have human figurines, this side and that side. Again. So this 2 glass case were human figurines. So girls were given tasks to create what they saw inside and outside the initiation. Again. So since I never clay, so never fewer tasks sometimes for create whatever you think of or what you've seen. Again. So this is what the girls were able to create. Again. And then let's move. And then this one, these are Philip objects again. So Philip objects, girls in the initiation were given, they were taught on what to expect in marriage again. So never ruta on what to expect again. And then this side we have the glass beads again. Glass beads were excavated in Shuhuda again. So glass beads were barter traded with people of Persia. Persia are countries like Iraq and Iran. I guess so. Iraq and Iran better traded with Shuhuda community for ivory, meat, and animal skin. I get so they exchanged glass beads for ivory, meat, and animal skin. I get because people of Shuhuda didn't have the proper technology for excavated glass beads. I get, and then this side we have domesticated animals. Domesticated animals to teach young girls about the lobola system. I get so. Who can give me an example of domesticated animal?
A cow.
A cow.
Sheep.
A sheep. A chicken.
Goat.
A goat. A horse. I get. So, what is lobola system? Lobola. What is lobola? Yes, it's when the groom's family would be giving the bride's family cows for the handing marriage. Again? Yes. And then let's go this side.
Sorry.
Oh, and also here we have bed figurines which were excavated in Zimbabwe. Again? Zimbabwe. So the beds that they saw there in Zimbabwe, that's how they created them here. Again? And then as you can see this one, eternally Ella on the Zimbabwean flag. Again? The flag of Zimbabwe, let's check the bed again. Let's check again. Yes. And then this side we have the vendor initiation. So the vendor initiation is called Domba. Domba, it is divided into 3 categories. It has Bosha, Chikanda, and Domba. So Bosha is when Wana Africa puberty stage high experiencing her periods, and then Chikanda it's when they're halfway within the initiation, and Domba it's the final stage where they'll be dancing, moving like a python. They'll be wearing beads of 3 colors: red for fertility, black for strength, white for purity. And they believed in doing this dance, they were untying their waist and they would be ready to bear children. And here, Bafeta got the dance. A chief was allowed to choose a wife, and you were never allowed to refuse. So how about choose a right? When no makoti, you were never allowed to refuse. So thank you very much.
What if you die?
This is not punishment. You know, back in the day, men dominated. No, men dominated. So have a chooser and we choose a portion. Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Katlala.
Who's this?
Madala.
Going to say, and then I'm gonna raise your hand, and then I'm gonna put the picture. What kind of picture? All right, thank you.
Yeah, not that on YouTube.
Agora imagine, velho. Oh. Next time. Arresa boya. What happened? Narasa. Yo.
And then I really bet I'm about to give what.
Yes.
I'm not like that. Mine is simple. I'm just here in front of you as a true testimony that you can do it, or rather that you can make a living out of the arts. I believe majority of you lenyaga khobadi artist because somebody is a celebrity and you look up to that particular person. Let's change that mindset. Let's do it because we love it, not because somebody else is doing it.
Yes.
Maybe it's a peer pressure, okay? Yes. So, Oscar say I get peer pressure, or because the chomita kaba apply for nursing, let nagina go apply la nursing. No. Let's check possible careers and learn how to check already. If we qualify or not qualify, but if we rata. It's all about love. Now I'm doing acting today because I love it. Not because political science, political math, or political physics. It's science it's not right? Yes. Yeah, man, not for political because I followed this path because so now what I want to talk to you today, in whatever that you want to do, in whatever career that you choose, because I believe in Lebaba Holo and you are ready to choose your career path. Choose what you love. As much as Batwadi Batobali problem, because I get majority of us, Batwadi Barakatelo.
Yes.
Maramutwadi Ukam Mea Fat was a maker attitude. Now with art or drama, it's not easy for a Mutwadi Adumele Wanai or Abe, an actor, a musician, or any anything in the entertainment industry. But I had to sit them down for a buffet. None together. Ban rometi the application it's a police the application it's nursing apply. Medunta never TUT never but Karana I'm going to do art. Kayago State. You understand? So Lele, Kalgabate Abatodi Lava, be a more fat. La Bola Lebona Pida, like a severing lisi. I think it goes back to king reciprocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same energy we found Matwan is the same energy but you. And it's the same energy we found my teacher, get the same energy but you. Because now let's assume you are acting and then usala go skolo. But the battle of Bella, my teacher, or Yaka, so I got to act was in some. Maraban one out will my teacher are Sequoia. Lobasola.
No.
So that's why I get another thing. Serenyagan was created from born again, of which is support. And another thing, we do not respect each other. We do not respect our titles, and we do not respect the Bugatari. Let's go on every education is the yes, but in Baba Satan school, you look at people. Mara check out the Baba guy. How many percent? Like what? So I'm going back to the Rabasari or Kabasar Bimel Laboratory, Column, Roy Twitter, Erfita was column, Ari Tweedy, Artwelling, Putu, Bar. Come up when he said the partition.
Choof.
I got to look why I want to do tobacco. 3 weeks back, it's a Ologamo to Olay.
Come.
Light to Enale. So why would you want to say to Emuela Mrao Gore Ari. Koskolong Nkeva Nyaga Horuka and Truth. Neditova Hatia Silabas. Bargam so the truth bureau. Kishora una mutona to Ishia, Mara Bugata mental and Ishia. Marauna mutona to Shia. I want to perfect. Yes. So, yeah, Yalakopa, let's make it a point that because at the end of the day, we are our own bosses. Today, tomorrow, that's a true testimony. You understand? So please, let's make it a point that we follow that. Respect each other, respect our parents, our teachers. Then live on about and whatever area
Yes.
So I will open a session, 3 minutes, 3 questions, 3 comments, then I answer if possible, and then you share the sana.
Yes.
Yes.
I know that you said you like acting.
Yeah.
What made you? Yeah, you love. You said. What made you choose to act on Scandal?
I had 3 shows of which was Rhythm City, Isidingo, and Scandal. Unfortunately, Rhythm City, Mpaleti, Isidingo, Salakatana is an extra, but Asanga Katel TV. Maragile Gaya shoot one day. Masala Scandal. Then Asanga ka Titzen Sagote. Sale Ban Romela Negira show Baraki, the tragedy of Samuel Omunye, it's a stage play. And then from there, a few writers from Scandal, they came, they watched the show. Then from there, Bangopa for get audition because Nesetiba Bangmala, a character that could suit me. Then I went through the auditions, auditiona, then Manzia, at Ganagala was Scandal. So yeah. What up? Yes, ma'am. I found it interesting, and with me pursuing it, I've seen a lot of actors who came before me, and they inspired me. One of them is Silo Makekanyube,
Yes.
yeah, or Daniel Nyati, of which one of my dreams was to share a stage or a scene with him, and it happened last scene Yaskandale.
Yes.
So he inspired me, but he can continue acting since 2007. Yeah, so it's been 14 years now, or 21 years. 21 years.
19.
Why woman empowerment?
Kitlela bo.
So noted. Yes, ma'am. I can safely say 30%. 30%. Dala is calm.
For what?
I am calm. Dala is handsome. Yeah, 30%, my lady. Nah. Asanga Bandele personality.
No, it was a
But then can create that personality on set. So if I as a skeleton, then I put me 30%.
Yeah.
Last one, that right one. I got the right three. So we're just adding one. Give the rules. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am?
Sifehlile.
Yes, sir. Question I why you
That's why.
I'm just an employee, I don't know. Email kindly note. It was last year November, but end of April the show is coming to an end. Yeah. I don't know why. Okay, last.
No, guys. No, guys. Oh.
It's classified. We sign NDAs, but there is something that's brewing, and it should. I say, oh, that I wish. Okay, give me some.
Quiet.
About my career. What I enjoy most is to tell stories. Telling authentic African stories. That's what I want to do. That's my wish. And so far, it's coming all right. So I just want to tell authentic African stories. Yes. Okay, my teacher never badly fat on the question tell us the P. 1, 2, check. Okay.
Guys, if some people So that there's going to be the question.
Yeah, my fellow. Or did I what? The part. Now Satamat.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I can safely say I enjoyed being on Scandal. I enjoyed playing character Yam Daliken, his do's and don'ts. I love every single moment. I get to that. But now, personally, okay, what can I say to an upcoming or developing artist? Talent alone is never enough. So you have to make it a point that you find school or training. So don't depend on your talent alone, because now, you know the do's and don'ts in the speaker of fame. You understand? Typical example, you cannot go theater and do a heart transplant. Osaya skolong sa medical. I will not don't tap a moto wa tenta pelu engwe o grava no utensite wa chirong a ka wa tenta wa grava utensite wrong elebeletse go class. So how we let's go, you will understand the dynamics of that particular career, I guess. So ladies and gentlemen, Nangare continue watching Scandal, but I hope to see you soon, and I hope that you see me soon on your screens. As always. Thank you very much for the support.
Yes.
I'm with my dude. Catch you with me.